This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, she never had the easy draw. She had the toughest tests. From an Olympic champion to a four-time Grand Slam winner to the world number 3, Eala passed every one of them to complete a title run for the ages. The controversy surrounding Cliff Hodge is escalating. Rain or Shine has taken its complaint to the PBA commissioner, calling for stiffer sanctions after the collision with Adrian Nocum. At 47, Manny Pacquiao may be closer than ever to another title fight. The Filipino boxing icon has emerged as a leading candidate to challenge a world champion in what could be another remarkable chapter of his career. Klay Thompson's future in Dallas remains uncertain, and two of the NBA's biggest franchises are already being linked to the four-time champion. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 4th of August. Now, here's our roundup brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission, the Philippine Olympic Committee, and the NST-IAC. The Filipino community gave all-out support to Eala during her ups and downs in the tournament. Our U.S. correspondent Mary Estacion shares some of the reactions from the fans after Alex's historic win in the Mubadala DC Open.
The tennis world is witnessing something special. A player representing the Philippines breaking into the top 30 and capturing the attention of fans around the globe.
That's the reason why we're here, because we wanted to be part of Philippine sports history.
I have 3 daughters, so you can just imagine the support that we're trying to. I don't even know how I got emotional.
The overwhelming Filipino support at the tournament in Washington, D.C. underscores Eala's rising profile and marquee appeal.
The Mubadala DC Open is the 5th largest tennis event in the United States.
The chairman of the tournament says there's been an 80% increase in ticket interest when Eala plays. It's being called the Eala effect.
The consistency of how she ascended is actually amazing, and I think she's the real deal.
So much grace and humility, so you couldn't be prouder for her.
But the Filipina sensation wasn't just drawing crowds, she was winning. The 21-year-old advanced to the final against world number 3, Jessica Pegula.
I'm really positive to the Cignal win today, very positive.
The final was anything but typical. Rain pushed the scheduled noon start back nearly 3 hours Sunday.
We're here to stick with her, rain or shine, work her for her.
Play eventually began, but only part of the match was completed before nearly 6 more hours of weather delays forced spectators to wait some more.
We're doing our best. We keep clearing the court, and then it keeps raining. At some point, we may have to come back tomorrow.
Officials ended up calling it for the day. When the match resumed Monday, Eala had her back against the wall. Down a set, but leading in the second, Eala seized the opportunity. She ended up winning the second set before dominating the final set 6-0 to win the biggest title of her career. The excitement is far from over.
Thank you to all my supporters, especially the Filipino community. Wherever you are in the world, I feel all the love. Maraming salamat, mga kababayan.
With a career-defining win now under her belt, all eyes turn to the U.S. Open later this month, where Eala will try to prove that the Eala effect is only just beginning.
We're proud of you, Alex!
Mary Estacion, Bilyonaryo News Channel, Washington, D.C.
And the championship match proved to be the perfect finale to a remarkable week as Eala completed one of the greatest tournament runs ever by a Filipino athlete. Here's my report. Many rising stars have emerged on the WTA Tour, but few have announced their arrival the way Alex Eala just did. The 21-year-old Filipina completed one of the most remarkable tournament runs in Philippine sports history after defeating some of the biggest names in women's tennis to capture the Mubadala DC Open title. What made the championship even more impressive was the caliber of opponents she had to overcome. Eala did not benefit from a favorable draw, as every round presented another elite player standing in her way. Eala's campaign started with a major test against Olympic champion and former world number 6 Zheng Qinwen. After dropping the opening set, the Filipina rallied to win the next two sets, 6-4, 6-2, to complete her first comeback of the tournament. She carried that momentum into the round of 16, where she ended the title defense of Filipino-Canadian star Leylah Fernandez. After falling behind 1-5 in the second set, Eala stormed back to force a tiebreak, then dominated the breaker to eliminate the defending champion and reach the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals brought another major challenge in former world number 3 Elina Svitolina. But Eala continued her impressive form with a commanding 6-3, 6-4 victory to reach the semifinals. Waiting there was four-time Grand Slam champion and former world number 1 Naomi Osaka, who was playing some of her best tennis of the season. Playing Osaka for the first time, Eala dictated the match with her aggressive returns, clean ball striking, and composure under pressure to score a 6-4, 6-2 victory to advance to her first WTA 500 final. In the championship match, Eala faced top seed world number 3 and hometown favorite Jessica Pegula. After dropping the opening set, the Filipina responded with another comeback, winning the second set 6-4 before completely dominating the deciding set 6-0 to complete the biggest victory of her career.
It's Eala's magical moment.
5 of the biggest names in women's tennis, 5 statement victories, and 1 historic WTA 500 singles title that established Alex Eala as one of the sport's brightest new stars.
Maraming salamat mga kababayan. Maraming salamat.
Titan Ultra had to survive a late scare before finally putting away the Macau Giant Pandas 132-128 in the PBA Season 50 Governors' Cup at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. The Giant Risers looked in complete control early, exploding for 49 points in the opening quarter before building an 80-60 halftime advantage. They stretched the lead to 15 entering the final period, but Macau refused to go away. The Giant Pandas unleashed a strong fourth-quarter comeback, trimming the deficit to single digits more than once, and threatening to erase a game that once looked out of reach. That's when Terrell Brown Jr. took over. The Titan Ultra import finished with 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, hitting clutch shots in the closing minutes to shut down Macau's rally and claim Player of the Game honors. Joshua Munzon provided 18 points, while Roy Sumang and Brian Sahonia delivered a big lift off the bench, combining for 27 points. For Macau, import Devondre Perry erupted for a game-high 45 points, with Ramon Cao adding 24. Jeffrey Ma and Damian Chongqui scored 18 apiece, while Kobe Lam finished with 14. The win lifts Titan Ultra to 2 wins and 5 losses, while Macau falls to the same 2-5 record after coming up short in its late comeback bid. The Cliff Hodge Adrian Nocum collision is far from over. Rain or shine has now taken the matter to the PBA office of the commissioner, formally asking the league to impose stiffer sanctions against the Meralco forward. Rain or shine has formally filed a letter with PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall urging the league to impose tougher disciplinary action against Meralco veteran Cliff Hodge following his collision with Adrian Nocum during Sunday's Governors' Cup game. In its letter, the Elasto Painter said they have strong concern over the play arguing that video footage suggests Hodge acted with the intent to cause harm. The team also maintained that the incident was not an isolated case. Rain or Shine cited previous plays involving Hodge that they said resulted in injuries to Deo Cuajo, Mark Baroca, Xavier Lucero, and other players, calling it a pattern of dangerous play. The Elasto Painters said that while basketball is a physical sport, player safety must always come first, adding that stronger sanctions are needed to prevent similar incidents in the future. The formal complaint comes a day after Rain or Shine head coach Yeng Yao delivered a scathing assessment of Hodge during his post-game press conference.
He's the dirtiest player in the league, I think, and dapat siguro tingnan ng league. He's a danger to the other players in the game. So his record speaks for itself.
As of now, the PBA has yet to announce whether it will impose additional sanctions or respond to Rain or Shine's formal request, while the incident continues to draw strong reactions from players and fans alike. The Eala's Pilipinas girls are on their way to Chile for the FIVB Under-17 World Championship, where their first challenge may come even before they step on the court. The Filipino squad faces a grueling 32-hour trip from Manila to Chile as they prepare for the 24-nation tournament set from August 6 to 16. Head coach Edwin Leyva said the long journey will give the team more time to strengthen its bond after a short preparation period, adding that he believes the squad can surpass its fifth-place finish in the Asian Under-16 Championship. The Philippines, ranked 25th in the world, will open its campaign in Pool B against powerhouses China, Mexico, Peru, Tunisia, and Venezuela as the young Filipinas look to make their mark on the world stage. The Los Angeles Lakers are reportedly monitoring the status of veteran shooter Klay Thompson as they continue to build around superstar Luka Doncic. Reports say the Lakers are looking to add more perimeter shooting, and Thompson has emerged as a possible target should he become available. But Los Angeles may have competition. The Miami Heat are also said to be interested, with reports linking the four-time NBA champion to South Beach, where he could join Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo. According to The Athletic, Miami could try to sign Thompson if he becomes a free agent through a buyout. A return to Southern California is also believed to appeal to Thompson, who grew up partly in Los Angeles and still owns a home there. For now, however, Dallas has no plans to let him go easily. The Mavericks have reportedly tested the trade market, but have yet to find a suitable deal. Thompson is entering the final year of his contract, which will pay him about $17.5 million, and Dallas is said to prefer a trade over a buyout. At 36 years old, Thompson averaged a career-low 11.7 points last season, but still shot more than 38% from three-point range, making him an attractive option for any team looking to add championship-proven shooting. Manny Pacquiao could be back in the world title picture at the age of 47 after emerging as a leading candidate to challenge Devin Haney for the WBO welterweight championship. Reports indicate the opportunity opened after Keyshawn Davis withdrew from his ordered title fight with Haney, leaving the WBO to determine the champion's next mandatory challenger. Pacquiao is currently among the WBO's top-ranked welterweights, making him a realistic option if the organization moves to the next available contender. While no fight has been officially announced, a bout with Haney would give the Filipino boxing icon another chance to compete for a world title and further extend one of the sport's most remarkable careers. Up next, Eala has just completed one of the greatest tournament runs of her career, defeating an Olympic champion, a defending champion, a four-time Grand Slam winner, and the world number 3 to capture her first WTA 500 title. What does this breakthrough mean for her future, and how has her historic run changed the way the tennis world views her? We'll get the perspective of tennis head editor Max Kilham when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Alex Eala's remarkable triumph at the Mubadala DC Open has done more than deliver the biggest title of her career. After defeating an Olympic champion, a defending tournament champion, a four-time Grand Slam champion, and the world number 3, the Filipina has established herself as one of the fastest rising stars on the WTA Tour. Joining us tonight to break down what this championship means for Eala, how the rest of the tennis world now views her, and what to expect as she continues her hard-court campaign is none other than tennis head editor Max Kilham. Max, welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you very much, Anton.
Max, Alex Eala has already proven that she can beat some of the biggest names in women's tennis. Now, after this breakthrough win of hers in Washington, what do you think has changed most in the way the rest of the tour now views her?
I think Alex has now proven that she can be the very best on a consistent basis, that is. I'm not just speaking about Washington here, I'm talking about Wimbledon as well. I mean, prior to this summer, she was securing high-level victories over elite-level players, but it was more of a sporadic basis, really. But in the last month, we've seen her beat Iga Świątek, Qinwen Zheng, Lena Svitolina, Naomi Osaka, and Jessica Pegula, and I think those victories speak for themselves, and she's really maintaining her level a lot better than she used to, rather than it coming in peaks and troughs.
Now, Max, how important is it for Alex Eala to build on this Washington success in a WTA 1000 event coming up like the National Bank Open, especially with the US Open also just around the corner?
It's extremely important. She only has, I believe, 10 points to defend WTA Tour level events leading up to the US Open, meaning she has every opportunity to increase her ranking ahead of the US Open. She should be looking to secure a top 16 seed now. She's now risen to number 20 in the world. If she can do that at the US Open, it gives her a much better chance of advancing far. She won't face a top 16 seed until the 4th round, rather than the 3rd round, where she would face them if she was ranked outside the top 16. There's only around, I say only, it's a significant margin, but it's not the worst margin in the world. There's only 500 points separating her from Iva Jovic in the 16th place. So that's certainly an achievable goal, and I think she can. I believe she faces Alicia Parks in the 1st round in her opening match in Canada. And if she can put together a strong tournament there and in Cincinnati, I think she can certainly push for that top 16 seed.
Max, looking at her current level of play, which part of Eala's game has improved the most this season? And what do you think is the next step for her to consistently challenge for the biggest titles in women's tennis?
I think from one standpoint, you could say her mental strength, and that is not to say that she wasn't mentally strong in years gone past. However, this year we've seen that she has dug in and pulled off impressive results on numerous occasions, with the victory over Jasmine Paolini in Dubai and the most recent victory over Jessica Pegula in Washington being the primary examples. From a technical standpoint, I think her return has improved massively. I think she's so eager to get on the front foot off the return, and it's paying off massively. I think we saw that on full display yesterday against Pegula. It was really aggressive returning, and it worked superbly, putting the American on the back foot, particularly in the 3rd set. The stats don't really back up this point, unfortunately, so I'm admittedly kind of ignoring those, but I do think her return in general has improved massively. I think to take the next step, we're looking at maybe perhaps the serve again. I think the serve was good in Washington, and I think that we had this sort of slightly strange phenomenon where the slightly slower pace of Eala's second serve worked to her advantage, especially the sliding serve out wide on the advantage side. That seemed to cause her opponents a lot of issues. I think if she can continue to develop the second serve in particular, perhaps developing a kick serve that would work well on not only the hard courts but the clay, I think that could maybe take her game to the next level.
Max, I'm smiling right now because you mentioned Alex's returning, and the gentleman who does the interviews post-match, Brett Haber, did say that Alex Eala is slowly becoming one of the elite returners in tennis. Do you agree with that statement of Brett's?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's wide of the mark. I think we've got a lot of elite returners on the women's tour. I think Goff's a very good returner. That's the first thing that stands out to me. And I think Sabalenka's superb, obviously. I think Eala's, her return is fantastic. The key with the return is just the aggression from Eala's perspective. It is just front foot tennis constantly off the return. Even on the first serve when she's playing some of the biggest serves on the tour, we've seen it against Elena Rybakina. She's still chased after that first serve of Rybakina, who, by the way, has led the ace statistic on the WTA Tour for the past 2 years. So, yeah, I completely agree with the statement. I do think she is one of the elite returners right now.
Max, Eala, in this road to her first WTA 500 title, she beat an Olympic champion, a defending tournament champion, former world number 3, a 4-time Grand Slam champion, and the world number 3, all in that tournament in Washington. Where does this rank among the greatest achievements by a Filipino athlete on the international stage for you, at least covering tennis?
When considering the records that have been broken with this victory, I mean, she's the first Filipina to win a WTA Tour title. She's the first Filipina to enter the top 20 now. I think it's definitely up there. I should preface it by saying I'm not from the Philippines, so I perhaps don't know quite as much about the sporting history as some of your viewers. But from my research, I would say she is certainly up there, but she has a little bit of a way to go to catch the likes of Manny Pacquiao, Carlos Yulo, Hildilyn Diaz, and perhaps Efren Reyes, and a few other athletes who have had the opportunity to complete their careers in full. Eala's still in a very early moment in her career. I think within the tennis sphere, it's obviously a massive achievement for the Philippines. I mean, you're talking about the greatest Filipino tennis player of the Open era, even at such a young age. That's partly due to sort of the breadth of talent that has been available over the years, and Eala's own talent herself. We recently saw Wimbledon reach the 4th round, the first player to do so, male or female, from the Philippines in around about 70 years. So yeah, she's up there, but I wouldn't say she's quite in the top echelon just yet.
Well, we're just happy, Max, that somebody like yourself who lives outside of the Philippines are knowledgeable about the greats that we have here. Like you mentioned, Manny Pacquiao, Carlos Yulo, Hildilyn Diaz. Thank you so much, Max. And we'll talk to you again as Alex Eala continues to move along in her career. Thank you so much, Max.
My pleasure.
And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and good night.